Talk a little bit about that, because if for anybody that doesn't know the sort of legendary beef that you had with the final coach at the Giants, it's such a powerful, and what I'm talking about specifically is that you switched, right? So you come in hot, you guys are
we hated each
butting
other.
heads,
Yeah.
but then in the end, you said that if you were going to go back, he's the only one that you'd go back and play for.
Yeah, I absolutely hated Tom Coughlin. And not long ago, I was at the Giants Monday night game to induct him into the Ring of Honor, which was like amazing for me because this is a guy, I went to my first meeting with him, and I had been in the NFL for 11, 12 years. My first meeting with the guy, and I felt as if he was dismissive and as if I hadn't accomplished anything, and pretty much listen to me and you can do something with your life, kid. I was thinking, okay, kind of done some things already. But I felt disrespected and slighted. And I went home and I said, I'm playing 1 year with this guy because I have to now, I'm too late. But I'm not going to play after this. I can't stay here with this guy. I won't do it. And he already had a bad reputation around the league as being a really tough coach. And he was. If your socks weren't pulled up high enough, you get a fine. If you had blue sleeves on instead of gray sleeves that day, you get a fine. If you're not 5 minutes early to a meeting, you get fined. I'm like, dude, if the meeting's at 7:55, just tell me that. Don't tell me 8 and I get there at 7:57 and I'm late. Like, it was just, we were butting heads, and not just with me, but with all the players. But being that I was a senior leader, they would come to me and I would talk to him. Hey, coach. And he would just go, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. And it came to a head after he fined me for being 3 minutes early to a meeting. We had a heated discussion to the point where he was like, you know what? It is what it is. And I said, Coach, we just had this discussion. Well, you shouldn't cut it so close. I said, Coach, I'm not cutting it close. He goes, well, next time, you're lucky, I could have fined you more. And when he said that, that's when the football player side went, and I heard you say shit, so I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna tell you what I said to him. And I said, okay, that's fine. You can fine me. Ain't about the money anyway. It's about the principle. But you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. You want to find me? I'll come in here when I want to then. If I'm going to be late, you're going to find me. I might as well show up when I want. So I'll go do some errands, then I'll come into this bitch when I want to. And he looked at me like, and I was surprised because that was kind of like, you know, the whole different side that's usually on the field. And he said, you can't talk to me like that. And I said, yes, I can. He said, no, you can't. I said, yes, I can. And you know why? Because you don't respect me, I can't respect you. And I said, I come to you every day with all the problems of the players and what the guys are feeling, and you always say to me, I hear you, I hear you. And I said, when you say that, you're just dismissing me. And you think I don't realize that. You're dismissing me, but you're losing this team. Do you hear that? And I walked away from him. And ever since that day, our relationship has been like that. It's as if we two dogs circling around to see who's gonna jump on each other, and we finally got into a scrum, but we came out of it with an understanding that we both wanted the same thing, and that was to win. Once we really looked at it deeply, we both wanted to win. And I was so happy to see him change, to the point where it made me change and realize that if you both had the same objectives, you just have to find a way to make it work to get there. He loosened up his stance with the players. We loosened up our stance with his rules as far as we were more attentive to them, and guys felt like we weren't fighting against the rules. We were fighting the opponent on the field, where before we were fighting his rules instead of focusing on who we were playing that week. And he became a coach who would come in and tell jokes and give you a hug and tell you he loved you.